Okay, so welcome everybody. Happy Sunday. Let's begin with just a little bit of movement of the spine. So as you're finding your seat, just let yourself either circle your torso or do a little bit of cat and cow to start to warm up the spine. I've been very much in this mode of reminding myself that we can't just flip this switch that goes from outside world to inside world. Nor can we expect the body and the mind to just immediately be able to switch its focus so quickly. Maybe if you've been meditating for a super long time, that transition feels like it can happen fast. But for most of us, especially when we are having a lot of stuff going on in the outside world, is you can't just drop yourself directly in. You got to give yourself some awareness of freeing up space. Well, just another breath or two of your movement, whatever it is. And then start to find yourself coming back to a steady seat. Good. And then with your left hand, we're going to do a mudra. It's Rudra mudra. So the thumb, making sure I'm doing it right, the thumb, pointer finger, and ring finger come to touch. So you're extending the pinky and the middle finger, right? So thumb, pointer, and ring come to touch. And then you're going to drop that down onto your lap. Keep the ring and the pinky extended as much as they can be. Second hand, your right hand's going to come up, and we're going to do some left nostril breathing. So as you close off the right nostril, you're going to inhale, exhale out through the left. So you're just breathing in and out through just the left nostril. Right thumb closes off right nostril. So just breathing in and breathing out. Holding that mudra. Rudra is a name for Shiva. We're on the eve of, or the cusp of Shivaratri, which is the celebration, the one night that Shiva takes a break from his dance that continues to move the world. And so the suggestion is his wedding night, so it's a big celebration. But the suggestion is that as that energy that is Shiva, the cosmic energy, right, comes to rest, is that we stay up, right? Our energy wakes up to continue to move the world. Right? And so what energy is it that you are going to move the world with? It's a big question right now, right? What is the energy that you are putting into the world? What is the energy that you are absorbing from the world? So left nostril, going into that energy that is the feminine, the moon, the energy that allows us to release where we have been holding. Create that space so that whatever comes next, there's an openness. Rudra, the name for Shiva, is often translated as the howler. So it's a form of Shiva that is often depicted as being wild. It's not the calm meditating Shiva, it's the Shiva that has all of that swirling cosmic energy of creation and destruction. So to feel within you where there is that swirling inside of energies that maybe have no name. Maybe feel too big to contain as you breathe that cool energy of the left nostril. May that energy move itself in the direction of space, ease. This mudra is also said to be helpful for issues of heart conditions, tiredness, an overall feeling of being depleted. Continue to pour everything that flows through the mind into the breath. As you take your next exhale, release the hand that is holding the nostril. Maybe release the mudra, letting the palms just fall open. And with the eyes closed, as your breath is returning to its steady flow, just observe the space of the mind as though it is a blank screen, a movie screen. And just continue to observe as the thoughts begin to appear on that screen, whatever the contents of the mind, allow it to flow, appear, project. But just observe. It doesn't matter the details of what the mind places upon that screen. Don't try to cling or follow, no conversation, just observe. Keeping an awareness of the breath. And if there's nothing that appears on that screen, don't search for anything. Just observe. With your next breath, drop the image of that screen. Come back to the sensation of the breath at the tips of the nostrils. Following the flow of the breath as you inhale, bringing the breath all the way in and down. As you exhale, following the breath all the way from the base of the spine up. You can see that in your mind as either that direct flow through the spine, as a spiraling flow. However it appears, follow the breath in and down. And exhale up and out. With your next exhale, bring the awareness to the space of the third eye between the eyebrows, set a little further back in the head. And visualize there a small light. Like maybe you're looking at a distant star. So just this tiny point of light, but gaze at it very directly. As you're gazing at it, as you inhale, feel that light expand and become larger. As you exhale, it contracts back into that small point of light. And just for another moment or two, as you inhale, feel that light expand in your vision. On the inhale and on the exhale, it contracts. And as you continue to breathe, just begin to imagine that that light continues to elongate from that central point at the third eye. It starts to elongate into a pillar of light. It stretches all the way down through the base of your spine and continues on down into the earth, into infinity. And it extends all the way up from the third eye, up through the crown of the head, and it continues on up into infinity. So from that central point, you are aware of this pillar of light that extends through you and continues up and down. Then maintaining that awareness, stretch your arms up overhead, interlace your fingers, put the pointer fingers to the sky like a little cowboy gun. Squeeze the upper arms towards the ears and begin to repeat Sat Nam, Sat Nam. Every time you say Sat, you're drawing the pelvic floor up and in. Nam, release. Sat Nam, Sat Nam, Sat Nam, Sat Nam, Sat Nam, Sat Nam, Sat Nam. Little squeeze internally every time you say Sat, and then the release on Nam. As though you are continuing to extend yourself through that pillar of light. Don't lose the visual. Internally extending from the third eye, that pillar of light, up into infinity, down into infinity. Sat Nam, 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 Sat Nam. Keep going. Squeeze, release, squeeze, release, squeeze, release, squeeze, release. This is reminding yourself to stay awake. To wake up those energies in us that are not just what's in the mind, but waking up the energies that are deeply rooted in all of your cells. The energy that is you, that is not just your thinking. That meditation is not just a struggle with our mind to try and find quiet, but it's being aware of that huge space within which the mind exists. So as we dissolve the awareness of our thinking, that's all we're looking at. As we fall into this experience of ourself in a much bigger way. Keep going. Sat Nam, Sat Nam. So Shivaratri is this moment where you wake up to Shiva that exists in you, those cosmic energies that exist in you, that you are the one that continues to move the world. And in fact, you've always been moving the world, but maybe you've been doing it while you were half asleep. So wake up. Even if you have to bend the elbows, keep the arms up. Even if it's just hands on your head, keep the arms up. Keep your mind repeating Sat Nam. Keep your mind on that pillar of light. Extends from a tiny point into infinity. Moves through your entire spine. You are immersed in it. If you can't hold your arms up, it will hold your arms up. Keep going. Sat Nam. 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 Deep breath in. Pause and hold. Squeeze those upper arms. And exhale, release, letting the hands come all the way out and down. Resting on the knees or the thighs. Let your attention return to your breath and just feel. Listen for the sound of your breath. Listen for the sound of your heartbeat. Keep dropping the awareness in and in and in. Listening for the internal sounds. Become aware of your breath. Sensation at the nostrils. Begin to bring to mind a being or a moment where you experienced what we call loving kindness. So a feeling of friendliness, affection, openness, love. A moment that lights you up inside. And just begin to feel that that feeling is what's flowing with your breath. So that every inhale, you are inhaling loving kindness into every cell of your body, every corner of your mind. As you exhale, you are exhaling loving kindness out into the world. Then it might take a while, but each breath you breathe in loving kindness to every cell of the body, every corner of the mind. And as you exhale, you breathe out loving kindness out into the world, and it will eventually fill every corner. If it helps you to visualize specific beings, you are welcome to do that. If it helps to continue to visualize or hold on to just one, stay with that. Whatever helps you to maintain this connection, that flow of that feeling. Loving kindness is moving in with your breath, moving out with your breath. You can imagine it saturating every cell of the body, all the parts of the mind, the ones you like and the ones you don't like. And breathing out into the world so that every molecule of oxygen now carries with it loving kindness. Everything that breathes will breathe that in. We practice to awaken to the true nature of ourselves and the true nature of how we are connected to each other. Your breath is my breath. Your heartbeat is my heartbeat. And so with this practice, we have the ability to touch the minds and hearts of others without physically having to move at all. Loving kindness, breathing into every cell of yourself, every particle of your being. Exhale out into the world, that same energy. Never worrying if you're doing it right or if you're doing it perfectly. Every bit that you do, every attempt to maintain that flow of that feeling through you starts to reverberate within your cells and within that cosmic space. That's what it means when you say we stand up on that night when Shiva takes a break and we become the energy that moves the world. So move it with this. Loving kindness, the breath that flows in and nourishes all parts of you. And exhaling out, allowing that same energy to flow to nourish all other beings. And the more you do it, the stronger that feeling, that energy, that connection becomes. So do it imperfectly. Do it imperfectly until it becomes as natural to you as breathing. One more full breath in, feel it all the way from the tips of your toes to the top of your head and beyond. As you exhale, you can consciously drop any visualizations, but never drop your connection to loving kindness. Let that continue to flow. Bring the hands together in front of the heart center. Rub your palms just a little bit. Add that sensation of bringing the awareness back into the body. And then steady the hands at the heart, pressing the fingertips together, dropping your chin towards your chest. That eternal place inside that is always awake. We keep dropping the mind towards that, keep anchoring the mind to that. Until awake, really awake to who and what we are is all that we know. Until then, it'll be breath by breath, practice by practice. We drop in, we drop in, we drop in. And sliding the thumbs to the space between the eyebrows. Namaste. Thank you guys so much. Have a beautiful rest of your day, beautiful rest of your week. Remember, Shivaratri is coming up, so if you're interested in that, you can check out the exact date. I want to say it's the 1st, but I might be off. So please do look at that if you are interested, and otherwise just continue to practice. If you want to let me know how that went, I'm always happy to hear. Otherwise, I will see you guys soon.